So I'm walking down the street the other day, gorgeous summer, beginning of summer, sunshine, ray of sunshines, beaming, beautiful. I see this like lowly, shiftless looking character. He's got one of them like handheld blowtorches. You know when people be smoking like, crack or like, I think they call them dabs, like concentrated TC. It's like a little handheld blowtorch, little handheld blowtorch. He's torching a bicycle lock. On a beautiful sunny day, downtown, well, semi-downtown Toronto, it's a little neighborhood, Cabbage Town in Toronto, Canada. Sunny day, urban metropolis. This guy, he's blowtorching a bicycle lock. Plumes of smoke everywhere. One of the first times in a while I was fortunate that I was wearing a mask, only because I was about to enter a grocery store. I mean, otherwise I would have just been, balls a swinging, cock right out, rocking out with my cock out, no mask, right? But because I was about to enter a grocery store, I had the mask on. Thankfully, this fucking guy's blowtorching a bicycle lock. Plumes of smoke everywhere. I walked on by like a coward, right? I'm like, whatever, right? But like if you've ever had your bicycle stolen, it is a real kick to the nuts, right? So I was like, I don't like this one bit. What, am I just a coward? I'm just going to like walk by and just to let somebody steal a bicycle right out from under my nose, right? Imagine how that poor kid must feel getting his old bicyclette stolen, right? So I go back out and I go, hey, buddy, is that your bicycle? He goes, what? Yeah, it's my bicycle. What? I was like, oh, it's your bicycle, is it? Oh, yeah, well, we'll see what the cops have to say about that. I grabbed my cell phone, right? I'm like, I'm calling the cops, right? I'm on the phone. I'm like, but I was like just bluffing, like I wasn't even past the dial screen, I'm like on the dial screen. I'm like, what's the number for 911? No, it's not an emergency. It's not like an allergic reaction. It's not like, oh my God, it's an emergency. Give somebody the Heimlich maneuver. It was like, bicycle theft. So I was like, well, what's the number for like, I don't know, like a kerfuffle. Who do you call in the midst of a kerfuffle, right? So I'm like looking for the kerfuffle police number. I'm like, oh, kerfuffle. I'm fumbling around on the dial page. The guy's like, what are you doing? No, don't call the cops. No, what are you doing? It's my bike. I'm like, well, you're acting a little abnormal, wouldn't you say? He goes, what's abnormal? What are you talking about? I'm like, well, you're blowtorching a bicycle lock, plumes of smoke everywhere, cancer? Have you heard of it? It's a little abnormal to be huffing plastic fumes in the middle of a fucking packed sidewalk, Buster. I'm calling the cops, right? And I'm fuddling around with the dial page, right? He's like, the bicycle's not even locked. It's not even locked. And he starts like banging the bicycle up and down, right? Like lifting the bicycle up and down. I'm like, oh, he's right. The bicycle isn't even locked. Then his buddy pops out from a store, right? His buddy was like in a adjacent store. His buddy pops out and goes, hey, what's going on? He's like, that guy's going to call the cops on me. And I'm just standing there like, yeah. So then his friend goes and locks his bike up to his bike. So I'm looking like a real fucking dildo at this moment, right? I'm like, oh no. So I turned to the guy, right? I'm just like, hey, look, dude, I'm sorry. Like there's just been a lot of craziness lately in the neighborhood, pandemic pending, a lot of nonsense in the neighborhood. And I mean, it was a little abnormal. I mean, like 10 to 1, somebody blowtorching a bicycle lock in the middle of a packed sidewalk, plumes of plastic smoke in the air. Like 10 to 1, that's a fucking bicycle theft. Like, come on. I mean, can you really blame me? And you know what a kick in the nuts it is having your bicycle stolen, especially if you're a bicyclette person yourself, right? Hope you can level with me, bud. Like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. And like, he was like really sincere about it. He's like, yeah, okay. And he like went to like shake my hand or fist bump me or something, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you want a fucking hug? Like, I just accused this guy of being a bicycle thief, and he's like trying to hug me and shit. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, buddy. I was wrong. No need for handshakes and hugs. Just get the fuck out of here, right? And I just kind of turned around and walked off. Thought I'd share that with you. I could have been shot. Anyways, if you're new to the show, Jonathan Ramtran, the podcast. This is a show where I bitch, whine, squawk, bellyache, and kibitz about myself in order to relate to y'all's self. Y'all the dear listener. Y'all the dear viewer. Shared experiences, kindred souls, BFFs forever. You know? We sweat. We spits. Oh.